Hello, this is the Progressive Cynic, and in this video I'm announcing the formation of a new series of videos on my blog and YouTube channel. I call this series of videos Translating GOP Bubblespeak, and in it I will be attempting to translate various GOP talking points and euphemisms into a much more accurate sort of language that average Americans might actually be able to understand. Now, the GOP is based around a series of very non-factual presupposed notions. For example, anything we support is necessarily good, and other countries are often incorrect. America's number one, and everyone always looks up to us. As such, they need their own language in order to describe certain concepts, which are, they're unpalatable for people who are not right-wingers, and they need ways to sugarcoat. For example, we have the language of job creators versus wealthy rich bastards who are too greedy to support the United States through tax revenue. Obviously, job creator sounds just a little better, and it's much easier to say, I support tax breaks for job creators than it is to say, oh, I support tax breaks for people who are very, very rich, but who are unwilling to pay their fair share into the maintenance of society. Now, if you're not involved in politics, you may make a mistake and take, well, Republican propaganda at its face value, and you may assume that these right-wingers are using words in the traditional definitions. I am hoping to help those who do not understand the right-wing talking points and to make it clear just what the right wing is talking about. I'm starting with three words: job creator, socialist, and traditional America. Job creator, noun. Any person or corporate entity which is wealthy and powerful enough to have its own lobbying organization. This wealth may be made through non-material goods, and while the name may suggest that the entity creates jobs, there's no guarantee that this is actually the case. In fact, most of the time, when actual jobs are created, they are created in low-wage countries such as China and Pakistan. Socialist, noun. Anybody to the political left of the right-wing ideologue who is speaking. May also include other Republicans, particularly in close primary challenges. Not necessarily applicable to anyone who supports real socialism for the wealthy. This includes agro-business and big pharma subsidies, which are regularly supported by many in the right wing. They don't consider this actual socialism to be socialist. Traditional America. Noun qualified with an adjective. The America from the 1950s, where society was dominated by white men, women were in the kitchen and gays were in the closet, can also refer to the voting base of rich, older white men that is almost entirely dominated by the, it's basically the right-wing base. They're old, they're just hanging on to their anger and their desire to regain the control of the society that they consider to be traditional America, i.e. the latter half of the last century. They're holdovers from a much nastier age when everyone other than them was either oppressed or looked down upon or just not given an opportunity. Now, these three words, you may hear them in many political discussions. Don't take them at face value. Please, substitute in my definitions for these words whenever you hear the right wing start talking about them. Thank you. This has been the Progressive Cynic.